All right, everybody, we are live again, Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. And today we have the brother Rubyn on with us. And we're going to be discussing the topic of, really challenging the narrative of black nerds, black men who are black nerds, I guess. What would a black nerd be considered, Rubyn? Like, what's a black nerd? Can we define a black nerd first?
Yeah, I mean, I would say a black nerd is, somebody who isn't your, for lack of a better term, like isn't your typical black dude, like, not isn't really into sports, likes more comic books, more of a, I don't know, because like for me, I'm a nerd. So like more into like comic books, anime. You're more of a studious type of person. Like sports was never your thing. You weren't really athletic like that.
Right.
Yeah, like things of that nature. Like, you probably wasn't like, the cool guy. You know what I'm saying? In your high school and all that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, so that's what I would say. And you're just more studious, probably as a nerd.
So, but this is the thing. Just in my 36 years of life, I'm starting to nerd. I noticed that every black man from all walks of life got laid if they had game. Whether you're fat, a nerd, a geek, ugly as hell, I noticed that all black men, okay, if you had game, got laid. So these men who are saying that, hey, black men who are nerdy are ostracized by black women, we don't get laid. We have to go find pussy in other, I would say, demographics, other communities, non-black communities. Is it because they're nerdy or they just don't have any game?
I would say it's more so a lack of game. But then I mean at the same time, those like your experiences are your experiences, so no one can take that from you. Um, but I know for me, I mean, growing up, I was like I said, I wasn't the athletic one. I was always, on the nerdy side. I was heavily into comic books and cartoons and stuff. But I still never had a problem with getting a black girl if I wanted her. Like I've always dated black girls and stuff, so that was never really a problem for me. And I mean, like I even write comic books right now, so that's like to me the ultimate nerd right there. Like you actually writing comic books. And my girlfriend is black. She's not into any of that. Like I took her to go see Avengers, and she couldn't understand why I was geeking out the whole movie. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy," you know what I mean? But she's still a black girl though, and she was like, "Hey, that's what you like," you know what I mean? So that's what you do. So yeah, I do feel like it's more so like it's more so it's like a lack of game, or you just not trying, or even more so, I kind of chalk it up to that's the excuse that niggas like to use to like go get non-black chicks. Like it's up
to repeat that again. Now there's an echo. Hold on a second. I can't stand these echoes. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, that's better. I want you to repeat that again. Repeat that one more time. What you just said.
oh, about how it's an excuse.
Yeah, repeat that again. People need to hear that.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of niggas like to use that as an excuse to go get non-black women. I feel like it's up there with I don't date black girls because they got attitudes and they weave is bad. Like I feel like it's the same thing. Like you kind of paint black women as like they only want one type of dude and you're not that guy, so you go find it somewhere else when that's not true. There are like so many different kinds of black women. And obviously if you chasing that certain type of black chick who do like the thugs and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, nigga, she is gonna ostracize you. She is gonna clown you. But you gotta find who like you, or get your game up and
And this is my thing. You just mentioned something. I have a feeling that a lot of these cats, once you unpackage their excuses why they can't find a good black woman, once you start to talk to them, they're dealing with all the ratchet black women. And it's like, okay, so what did you? How did you expect this outcome? How do you expect this to play out? Like you're going after all the ratchet chicks, and then you're complaining about bad weaves and attitudes And it's like, okay, well, why are you going after all these ratchet chicks? Or do you think a lot of these guys that complain about not being able to get black women, that they're just not being sincere up from the onset?
No, I mean, I do feel like dudes genuinely try, you know what I'm saying? And plus, you know, just in general, just relationships and dating, that's just a tough topic in general for anybody from any walk of life. That's always hard. So, you know, so like I said, I don't negate those dudes' experiences. But at the same time, though, it's like there are tons of black women who aren't out here chasing, you know, your Ray Rays and Pookies. You know what I'm saying? There are tons of black. I mean, hell, I mean, I used to live in Atlanta,
Me
so
too.
you had all kinds of black women in Atlanta. I mean, you had your ratchets who was out there, but then you had your educated black women. You know what I'm saying? Who were out there trying to find a good black man. You know, you had your black women who try to swirl or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I feel like you would have to really kind of define like what it is that you're looking for in a black woman if that's what you truly want.
Mhm.
And I also feel like if you truly want a black woman, then you will get one because black women outnumber black men like 17-1. So it's like if you really want a black woman, like you can find one.
Let me ask you this. Now, somebody in the chat room said you don't look like a nerd. So, question number one: do you identify as a nerd or someone as a nerd? Or
Yeah, I really do identify as a nerd. I mean, like I said, I write my own comic book. I love comic books. I watch all the animes. I'm very heavy into that world. So, and like I said, I've never been the athletic type. Like I remember even when my dad tried to make me do sports, my games would be on Saturdays, and I would tell him I'm not going because Power Rangers is on. So he was like, I've always been a nerdy type dude. Now, I guess aesthetically, you know, I've been blessed with good genetics, but you know, so I get that I'm not necessarily like you know, like the woe is me black dude or the weird looking black dude. But
yeah,
I mean, but
like
like I said,
yeah, I guess they expect black nerds to be dressed up as Pokemon cosplay 24/7 and look like Urkel. It's like that. That's the stereotypical black nerd is Urkel. So that's
yeah,
what we're used to. That you're supposed to look
yeah.
like Urkel and wear pants, be in the water, and glasses and suspenders, or dress up in cosplay 24/7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's not the case at all. I mean, I was just at a comic book convention this weekend, and there were quite a few black men walking around, but they was all looking regular. It wasn't no nobody was walking around, you know, with their heads down and thick bifocals and suspenders. Like everybody was just just the same way the world adapts. I'm pretty sure black nerds adapt too. So like I said, if we're adapting as far as the look and everything, then I feel like your game should adapt as well. You know.
Hmm. So shout out to big game OJ. Both things can be true. Some nerds are naturally coons, but there are some who have a harder time getting black women. That's still not an excuse. So we brought up Atlanta. So Donald Glover is from Stone Mountain. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very familiar with Stone Mountain. He made the comments that he just could not find a black woman.
I'm
Now,
sorry, that's a bold face. Like, ain't no
yeah,
way you live in Atlanta and you can't find a woman and you can't find a black woman. Like that's like I said, I lived in Atlanta, went to school in Atlanta. Ain't no way possible you not gonna find a black woman.
yeah. Because I Stone Mountain in particular, I mean, they have everything from like the Lisa Turtle square black women all the way to the ratchet as you can get.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just not buying the I'm a nerd and I can't get any black females.
Yeah, I mean, and I even know black nerds who date other black nerds. Like,
Yeah,
actually, I know a couple out here in LA. My homeboy Ed Greer, like him and his girl, like, they're both black, and I mean, they're both, they're both like into comic books and all that kind of stuff, and they go together. So I feel like this whole notion that like that like finding a black woman as a nerd is like a mission impossible type of task. And it's really not. I mean, you know, it's kind of like if you really want it, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll get it.
Hey, anti-gravity 74 wants to know what corny means. Like, what does corny mean? Let's break that down. Just somebody who's, I would say, uncomfortable in just pretty much every situation they're in, no matter what. How would you
like
define corny?
Yeah, just corny, just like a
Bad
socially
joke.
awkward.
Hella awkward. There you go. Awkward.
Yeah, you just awkward. You know what I mean? You a little offbeat. You know what I'm saying, with whatever it is that you do. And you just come off as like let me see, how can I put this? Like you just kind of just don't vibe with people. Like you just kind of like you know how you can just meet people, you be like, oh, you cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just feel like this person is cool. But like when you corny, it's like, oh no, like you not, I don't know, like you're not cool. Like you just don't, you know, you don't have that je ne sais quoi about you, you know?
Yeah. So what kind of advice can you give nerds in regards to approaching black women? Like, what are they really struggling with?
Well, for one, every black woman that I've talked to, the first thing they say they look at is a nigga's shoes. So,
Okay.
and you don't gotta be wearing Jordans. You ain't gotta be wearing Nikes. But just make sure your shoes ain't run over. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be rocking you some Vans, make sure they're a clean pair of Vans. You know what I mean? So yeah, like make sure your shoe game is nice. Just don't look bummy, because like I just one thing, I don't even think it's really a black woman thing, but just as black people, we are people that are very prideful in our appearance. So we tend to, which may be a flaw, but you know, we tend to kind of judge one another based on how we look. You know, whether that be our clothes or, you know, aesthetically or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I would say for black men, it's just like, you know, just, you know, get a little bit of style about you. And you know, but most importantly, like, be yourself. You know, don't try to be something that you're not. You know what I mean? And if a chick is into the whole ratchet and all that kind of stuff, just chalk her up to the game. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't really get mad that she don't want you, because in reality, everybody's not going to want you, and nobody is entitled to anybody. So I mean, just shoot your shot and let the chips fall where they may. And you know what I'm saying? If she feeling you and she vibing with you, then she vibe with you. I mean, if not, you can move on and find somebody who is into you. You know.
Everybody, please get the likes up. Man, what's that echo? Everybody, please get the likes up. Hit the like button as you come to the chat room. So, been saying this for the longest. There are plenty good men, but they don't have any masculine traits. Now, do a lot of these nerds seem, I don't want to say feminine, but very, what's the word I want to use? Not masculine.
Say, yeah, like they're, well, yeah, also too, a lot of nerds in general are like beta males. Right. You know what I mean? And women naturally are attracted to alpha males. You know, men who got confidence on, you know, are on their shit. So if, you know, and women can smell confidence like a dog can smell fear. So if they sense that you're not confident in yourself, then they'll you know, pull you to the side, because like, well, if you don't like yourself, why should I like you? You know, so yeah, I would say definitely it's a confidence factor for sure. And I feel like a lot of nerds in general, I feel like they lack the confidence to, you know, approach girls and all that kind of stuff.
Let's see what else we got in the chat room. Let me read this article too. Did you read this article called "Black Women"? And then actually, I kind of got the idea from this for this stream from this article, and then the post you made as well. It was "Black women don't like you because you're crusty." Black women don't like you because you're crusty, not because you're nerdy. And this is by a lady, a sister named KV Thompson.
I saw that one floating around. I didn't get a chance to read it yet, but I saw that one being shared.
Let me read it real quick. Clear the flakes off your skin before you try to come for black women. It won't stop. My social media is filled with men claiming black women don't go for the nerdy type. And that's the reason why nerdy black men only date white women. Black women only go for thugs and hood types, and that's why blah, blah, blah. First of all, shut the hell up. It seems like nerd has replaced good guy in this never-ending debate about what black women are doing wrong when it comes to dating. Ever think that maybe you are the problem? Crusty ass self-proclaimed nice guys think they are entitled to women just because they don't call women bitches to their face. And ugly as nerdy men think women are turning them down because they like anime, but really it's because you're musty. You know why black women don't like you in particular? Because you're dirty. You don't wash that Marvel shirt you've been wearing for 2 weeks, and you haven't showered since Fortnite was released. Okay, maybe you have decent hygiene. Black women still don't like you, and you've convinced yourself it's because you are a nerd. Have you ever thought that maybe you're just not her type, as in ugly? Men are not entitled to any woman. It doesn't matter if you are a nerd, nice guy, or drug dealer. If you want to date a black woman, be a decent person, wash your face, and don't be socially inept. We just talked about that being awkward. Try it and see how that works out for you. Stop thinking black women don't like you just because your interests are different. Most of us like someone that can teach us something new or show us something different. If for the life of you, you can't get a black woman to love your nerdy ass, I advise you put your nose under your armpit and take a deep breath. Was it right? There's your answer right here. What are your thoughts on this commentary?
Oh yeah, I feel like it's definitely right to yeah. I mean, it's pretty right. I mean, yeah, it's like for me, it's just like, are you smelling good? You know what I mean? Are you looking right? Because like I said, because black people, we go off of looks. You know what I'm saying? We visual people, so you gotta have to you gotta play the game. You know what I mean? It's just you gotta set the right trap. You know what I mean? When you out here hunting, everybody know that. That's basic. You know what I'm saying? That's like basic hunting 101.
Mm-hmm.
You set the trap that you want when you're trying to catch whoever. So yeah, I mean, definitely, make sure you smelling right. Make sure you looking. Make sure you looking decent. Make sure your hair is greased up. Make sure you ain't out here looking dusty. Because if you looking dusty, then no, I would think any chick of any race ain't gonna really fuck with you if you out here just looking like whatever.
I'm and what I was saying, Arthur might have some issues herself, but I mean, the article was somewhat. There was some truth in that article. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Yeah, and this is not to and it's not to say that like black women don't have their flaws.
Well, of course. Yeah. See, I'm not sipping either. I don't get on here.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying too. Yeah, I'm not saying that black women are without their flaws, and I'm just sitting here saying black women are flawless, and y'all niggas need to step your game up. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, there's definitely problems between black men and women in the community. But I just feel like this notion of you gonna sit here and blame black women because you don't have a game to get one. You know what I mean? When there is in fact tons of black men who are not thugs and hood and drug dealers that got black women. So you can't sit there and say that it's a black woman problem when there are tons of black men who are showing you the exact opposite.
Do you think a lot of nerds just don't hold themselves accountable for being just lame?
Yeah, I think nerds suffer from nice guy syndrome, and that's when
nice?
Like nice guy syndrome is when you feel like you're entitled to a woman because you're quote unquote a nice guy. A lot of nice guys have this notion of like, oh, I should be with you because I'm a nice guy. I'm not an asshole. I'm not a jerk. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of nice guys kind of have a sense of entitlement because women always say they want a nice guy. So then guys walk around like, oh, I'm a nice guy, so I deserve this. And when you don't get it, you know what I'm saying, you kind of have a complex about yourself, and then you start to project on the others.
Let's see what else we got going on in the chat room. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button as well. As you enter the chat, we have 105 people watching, only 38 likes. Let's make sure we get these likes up. Abdullah K says, how does it smell up under those weaves? I mean, again, we're not saying black women are perfect. Never said that. I can't stand a matted weave either.
Oh
Okay.
man, me neither. Me neither.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you shouldn't be chasing a girl with a matted weave. You should not be chasing females with matted blonde weaves and then get upset and then want to do dedicate your life to posting videos about the black women with the matted blonde weaves that wouldn't give you any play. And that's what I'm seeing a lot of.
Yeah. And
You
even
know,
more so, like when the whole thing was even going on last week, everybody was debating on Facebook. I read from a bunch of dudes, a bunch of black men on my timeline. So they were all saying like, "Oh yeah, I was nerdy, and I was into all that kind of stuff." They're like, "But I still got black girls." You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I don't know. So it's like to me, like it's always just a you problem because there are tons of black men who are into Dragon Ball Z, who are into Avengers movies, who are into Marvel comic books, Spider-Man, all that kind of shit. And they literally got a black woman on their side. So I just find it hard to say that black women aren't into black nerds when I myself and several other black nerd friends of mine, they all got black chicks. And they will all tell you the same thing, like, well, nah, it's not that hard. You just gotta find who like you. And like you said too, if you out here chasing them ratchets, then yeah, of course you gonna lose every time. Ratchets, they what I'm saying? They do what they do. We know what that type of black woman is about.
right.
So yes, you know what I mean? So yes, of course that type of black woman is definitely out the question as far as getting a nerd, like duh. But your everyday hardworking black woman, like she ain't out here like I don't want a nigga that's into Spider-Man. Like, nah, she gonna be like, nigga, do you treat me right? Do you look
Right.
like it's a bunch of different factors. It's not you being a nerd alone is not going to be the determining factor on whether a black woman will date you or not.
Facts. Let's see here. What else we got in the chat room? In my experience, the nice guys were raised by single mothers who didn't have male models in their life. It's a sad cycle. I think the hood guys are the ones who raised by
Those
single
guys ain't
mothers.
got no daddy either. What we talking
Yeah,
like
the hood
that's a
guys.
twofold because majority of the black community in itself is raised by single moms.
Mhm.
So that's how you even get the whole hyper masculinity thing going on, anyways, because there's a lack of masculine examples growing up. So then you carve out an identity, which then becomes over the top and inflated, which is how you get the super the super thugs, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that all nerds are raised with single moms and stuff. I mean, because I'm a nerd and I was raised with my dad. My parents were divorced, but I mean, I had both parents in my life. So
Let's see here. Dudes have swag and nerdy brothers. Would you consider yourself a nerdy brother with swag?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because like I said, like growing up, I was always a nerd. I've always been like a nerdy nigga. Like I was never the cool crowd at school. I mean, I was cool with everybody. Like everybody knew me, but I was never in the cool crowd. You know what I mean? But I moseyed on through my way, and yeah, definitely. I got a little bit of style about me and stuff. But I can also talk about what my favorite Dragon Ball Z story arc is. You know what I mean? But I can also tell you, I like Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, you being a nerd, like I said before, like you being a nerd is not the only defining factor. And I feel like what a lot of black nerds try to do is say like my nerd is the only thing about me. Like that's my only quality. And it's like, well, no, you're so much more than that. You know what I mean? Like you got other interests and likes, I'm sure. So you can't say that like that's the only thing. Like that is your whole identity.
Let's see here. Being smart and articulate. Dynasty is not a nerd. I'm a square. I'm a square. That's what I am. I'm a square. I'm a self-proclaimed square. Like I like to read books and I travel a lot, and I don't watch Dragon Ball and none of that, but I'm a square. People don't believe me. They think I'm lying. Somebody say you look like what's the guy's name? Schumpert.
Oh, Iman Shumpert.
Iman Shumpert. Somebody said. All right. Somebody said, dude is speaking truth. Black nerd geek culture is deep and varied. Those claiming they can't find someone black just ain't interested in other black folks.
Exactly. That dude right there is speaking 100% truth right there. And that's why I said I feel like a lot of niggas use that as an excuse Like I said, it's up to where I don't date black girls that got attitudes and bad weaves. You just gonna sit there and say, I can't find no black woman, so I'm gonna just go out here and chase, you know, the Beckys and all that kind of stuff. Which is cool if that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. You know, more power to you or whatever. But to sit there and try to just like shit on black women for you not being able to get one, to me is just like, I don't know. That's like some low key, some cooning shit to me.
Do you think a lot of nerds go after hood chicks because they're just, I don't know, they're so nerdy they want something that's completely opposite from them? Is this a tale of opposites attract, and that's why they're upset that they get shot down?
No, I don't think it's necessarily opposite attracts. I think it's more so just most black nerds, you grow up around other black people. So, you know, you probably went to the black school, you know what I'm saying, in the neighborhood and all that stuff. And who didn't like the popular ratchet girl? I mean, shit, I grew up liking the popular ratchet girl. You know, I thought she was cute, you know. So I feel like I don't think yes, I don't really think it's necessarily like you purposely seek that out. I think that's kind of just your environment, you know what I mean?
See what else you got here, brother. But now, do you have a site, like your own website or YouTube page or anything, or?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram
What's
at
your Instagram?
Rubyn.
We're gonna put it in the chat room. Make sure you guys go like and follow his Instagram page.
Yeah, I'm
What's
on
it?
IG, Rubyn Comedy, Rubyn Comedy.
Okay, here we go. So you do comedy as well?
Yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian as well.
People say, brothers in the chat room are saying they don't believe that you're a nerd. Like, what's a nerd again? What is a nerd supposed to look like? Like, what's a nerd supposed to look like?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't understand because yeah, I mean, I don't know. Cause like I know growing up, like I was never the best dressed. I always had like bad clothes. But also I was poor too. So but yeah, like I'm definitely a nerd. Like my favorite show is Power Rangers. Like I literally last night I was watching Power Rangers on Netflix. Like when I like going to sleep, I was playing Power Rangers. Like that, and to me, that's not even really nerd. That's actually just like some square lane shit right there. If you ask me, like I'm a diehard Power Ranger fan, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely a nerd. Like that's not a question. But I don't know what exactly is a nerd. You want somebody who's like what, like fat and musty and wearing thick glasses? Like I don't understand.
Yeah, like I said, Urkel is the stereotypical image of a nerd. That's what we've been taught in Black America, that you have to look like Urkel.
Yeah, but that's not the case though, because I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, I grew up. I played Pokemon all the time. Like I said, I'm definitely like a nerd. Like I've been collecting comic books since I was like 11 years old. So yeah, I'm like I know for a fact that I'm definitely a nerd. I may not look like it, but yeah, like I said, I'm definitely nerd. Like I said, my girl, she was looking at me crazy when I geeked out watching Avengers: Infinity Wars. Like she couldn't understand for the life of her why I was super super excited, and I was like. I was nudging her and everything, like, babe, you see this, you see this? And she was like, nigga, like, it's not that serious.
Somebody's asking, what are your favorite Black nerd YouTubers?
Favorite Black nerd YouTubers? I don't really know that many. I know of the Black Nerd. I've seen a few of his videos, but I'm not really on YouTube like that. Ironically, my girlfriend is though. She's on YouTube all the time. She knows all the different YouTube personalities, but I'm not really on YouTube like that, so I can't really answer.
Somebody said you're not a nerd, you a Hebrew Israelite. Are you a Hebrew Israelite?
Hell no. No, I am not a Hebrew Israelite. I've actually interacted with them before though, but they be on some other shit for me. Like I be trying to talk to them. I can't. I get I get a headache talking to them.
Yeah. So somebody's asking your girlfriend. She Black?
Oh yeah, she's black. She's from St. Louis.
Okay. So you got a hood chick. She's from St. Louis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's from St. Louis.
Not a hood, but you know.
Yeah, no, she got a little. You
Kind of.
know, she's still a black woman. So I'll say that. Yeah.
Let's see.
So yeah.
Oh, they were asking. Let's see here. I got a homie that did a bid who now runs gaming tournaments. I don't think this brother. You haven't done a bid yet, have you? You been in jail? You been locked up?
Nah, I've never been to jail or nothing like that. I've had run-ins with the law, but I ain't never been to jail.
Okay. Bree713 says, thank you, brother, for proving these whack dudes wrong. Laugh out loud. I'm tired of them making excuses to date other women and put black women down.
Yeah, no problem, man. Like I said, for me, I don't have no problem with anybody with any black person that wants to date interracially. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what you like, that's what you do. But I don't like it when you feel like you have to put us down to justify you doing that. It's like just go date who you want to date. But when you have to say some shit like, oh, black men ain't shit, that's why I'm trying to find a white man, or black woman ain't this and that, that's why I gotta date others. It's like, nah, man, you really, now you just cooning. You know what I mean? Like, you just really out here just, you lame now. And I don't respect that. And to me, I feel like with the whole Donald Glover situation, a lot of people was just trying to throw black women under the bus to justify why they want to get a non-black, when it's like, really, the truth is you just wanted a non-black person all this time, and you just, to make yourself feel better or whatever, you wanted to come up with a reason on why you want to do that. But if you want that, then just go get it. You know what I mean? It's not that, like I said, it's 2018. Nobody really tripping like that.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. I think there's a correlation between black men in Hollywood. Like, if you're black and if you want to get in Hollywood, you have to either have a white woman or be gay. Do you think a guy like Donald Glover, like, he had to get this white girl in order to get the platform that he has? Or am I just reaching? Now, you can tell me if I'm reaching, but that's just what I'm noticing. I'm noticing a lot of black men who get platforms have to have a white wife. Like, they all have white wives.
I wouldn't say you need a white woman to have a platform. I mean, because Denzel is one of the top actors, and Samuel Jackson is a top actor too, and they both got black wives.
Okay. What about all the other actors?
but honestly though, but we always, I think a lot of times we always get this we always get like this microscopic view of black men being well off, and when they get to Hollywood. But there are actually like quite a few black men who are in Hollywood with black wives. It's not like every nigga that get on just go find him a white girl. I mean, according to the U.S. Census, it said something around like 80% of black men in America are married to black women. So it's really, so even if it is being projected on the screen, which I get the whole programming aspect of it, of showing you certain images, the truth of the matter is that most black men are married to black women. So, like I said, the interracial dating thing, that's only like a small percentage of the whole black population as a whole. But to answer the question, no, I don't think. Nah, you don't really need like a white woman to have a platform per se.
Brother, how long have you been in how's it going out there? How's the comedy scene? Now, Sunset?
Yeah. I've been living in LA for about 4.5 years now. It's been pretty cool, you know. I performed at the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store.
Yeah, Comedy Store, that's right.
Yeah, the Improv. Yeah, I performed all over there. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hey, since you're in LA, you're on the ground. What part of LA do you stay in?
I stay in Koreatown.
I stayed off of 9th and Serrano.
Oh, okay. You was right around the corner from me. I stayed off 8th in Vermont.
Okay, I was off of 9th and Serrano.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where you at.
Yeah, I was right there. Creams used to look at me crazy.
They used to look at everybody crazy.
Let me ask you this: overall, how are black people doing in LA from what you observed since you're there now? I left in 2014. It didn't look too good.
Yeah, it's only gotten worse, to be honest with you. Because right now, it's actually really sad, because every black person is witnessing gentrification, and it's nothing we could do about it. And that's, to me, that's like one of the most depressing things about being out here. I talk to black people all the time, and we all know that the process is happening. Like, we see it every day. We see it, and it's like, and we don't have no power to stop it. So we just out here just like, well, you know, when they come to move us, they gonna move us. like all of Crenshaw, like the black areas
How
of
was
Crenshaw.
because I left in 2014 and they just started the rail project, the train.
Oh man, yeah, it's only gotten worse, man. Their construction's more. It's more construction now, which means there's more traffic now on Crenshaw over there by Baldwin Hills.
Right.
Yeah, so that whole area is getting construction, and we all know whenever there's construction in the black area, that means some
Right.
white people are coming. So because they ain't building it up for us.
Is the mall still there? Or I know the Walmart closed down, right? But is the mall still there?
Yeah, you know the mall is still there, but that honestly, I moved here in 2013,
Okay.
and I knew when that Walmart closed, I knew that's what that meant. I was like, oh, they getting ready to push us out. Like as soon as I heard that Walmart was closing, I was like, yep, this is the beginning right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then that closed down. Then all of a sudden we saw the construction rail happening.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, somebody's just trying to get over here faster. So you just start putting two and two together, like, oh, okay. And then Inglewood is like currently getting gentrified right now. It's sad over there.
Man, what's crazy? Back in 2012, man, like I own my house in Atlanta. Back in 2012, they were giving shit away in LA and Inglewood. Like if you like for I mean, it was for LA it was relatively cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that shit just skyrocketed. Like I know it has. Like I look at the price, I'm like, damn, I should have bought something in 2012. Like I was about to buy something downtown Inglewood off of Market Street. I dropped the ball on it, man. I already know. Have you been to downtown Inglewood lately?
Yeah, I'm cause I also drive for Uber, so I'm all over the city, so I see all parts of the city. But yeah, over there though, it's it's actually pretty much the same. Like I haven't really seen too much construction and stuff over there per se.
Right.
Just because Inglewood has always naturally been a nice looking area, it's never really been like, at least as far as I've been down here, it's never really been like a rundown part of town. So it's always looked pretty nice. But I mean, yeah, it's been the same pretty much. I haven't really seen any like any like major construction like I've seen on Crenshaw.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, like I said, I need to get to LA. I haven't been to LA since I left in 2014. Man, I'm just interested in seeing how it looks now. Oh, and now I know in Korea, I know we're off topic, but LA is very interesting. I always like to talk about it with somebody who's there. Now they finished that the Korean Airlines building in Koreatown, right? Like supposed to be like the tallest building in the West Coast.
I don't know. I haven't actually heard anything about that till just now. So I'll have to look into that.
Well, it's there. It's there.
Okay.
Falcon Black MGTOW. Thank you for the super chat. We won't get on MGTOW today. We're gonna give you guys a break today. Do you know a lot of brothers who are MGTOW now?
What's that? Men
going their own way.
Oh, no, I see it online a lot, but not in real life.
Yeah, but since he's super chatted, we're gonna let him slide today. We're not gonna get on him today.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get on to you Monday. So Falcon Black, we'll clown the MGTOWs on Monday. So we're gonna give you guys a weekend. You won't get clowned this weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you guys are good, but Monday it will be back to Jonan MGTOWs. In fact, I'm gonna let one of you MGTOWs get on here one of these days and explain this MGTOW movement. But just overall, man, like, okay, what about Black people who are pursuing the industry in LA? Like how are they doing? Like, have they came to the realization that, these white folks don't really like you like that, or are they still really just trying to pursue the industry? Like,
no, I mean, everybody's still trying to pursue the industry. I mean, as a Black person, you know what I'm saying, well, at least if you're an aware Black person. I don't like to use the term woke, but if you're aware, then you know that racism is in every thread of fabric in this country, no matter what you do. So, but no, I mean, like I said, I mean, there's definitely racism within the industry. That goes without saying. I mean, Hollywood itself is very racist. So, but as far as like all my people that I know that are all out here and we're all trying to pursue the dream and stuff. I will say this: as far as the comedy scene goes, It is very much segregated out here.
Oh yeah, of course.
Very, very, very segregated. If you black, you pretty much they kind of just funnel you into the black rooms, and then when you white, you can go wherever. And then as a black comedian, like you have to really fight to like get into the white side of the comedy scene.
But they'll let what's the girl's name, man? She's not funny at all. None of these. The funniest white comedian was George. Was it George Carlin? Was that his name?
Yeah, George Corny. Yeah,
Now he was funny as hell. But these what's this girl's name? The chubby Amy Schumer is not funny at all. And then there's another girl who's just not fucking funny at all. But they
no, it's a lot of that out here, man. You see a lot of white mediocrity, not even mediocrity. It's a lot of white
corny, not
just
funny.
a lot of white trash just be getting on out here.
Yeah.
But you chalk it up to the game though, like because like I said, you know what the game is, so you kind of have to ignore it a little bit, because if you focus on it too much, like it'll make you bitter, and it'll really, like, I got homeboys that talk to me like, bro, like I just hate how racist it is with the whole industry. I'm like, yeah, but you can't, like, you kind of have to block it out. Like you acknowledge that it's there, but you can't focus on it, because if you do, you'll get stuck. Like you'll find yourself in this little rut, and you don't want to be there, especially when you trying to get your tunnel vision.
Melissa McCarthy, she's not funny. There's another one. She's just not funny at all, man. It's just like
she got a few movies that I like, but yeah, overall she just kind of whatever.
Yes, sir. But yeah, brother, people want to know, just in closing, we'll go ahead and close out. Like, what advice can you give the black nerd who swears black women have, they swear that the black woman is Thanos. Like the black woman has just destroyed everything, destroyed them. The black woman has the gauntlet on his hand. I gotta speak in I gotta speak on in your language, Avenger language. You got a lot of black men. The black woman is Thanos. I'm like, God damn, the black woman is Thanos. Like, what advice can you give black men who spend their whole entire life on YouTube bashing black women? How do they defeat Thanos? The black woman is Thanos. How do they conquer Thanos? What advice can you give them?
You need to find a way to steal the Infinity Gauntlet off of Thanos' hand, and then you. No, I mean, yeah, I would say honestly, like, just improve you, like just be a better you. You know what I'm saying? Like work on your style, work on your game, work on just not even just talking to women, but just talking to people in general. You know what I mean? Like just build up being a people person. Don't be so socially awkward. And you do that by getting out and talking to people, just having conversations with people. Make sure your shoe game is correct. Cause like I said, black women, one of the first thing they look at is a nigga's shoes. Cause they say if your shoes is run over, your life is run over. So make sure your shoe game is right. Make sure you smelling decent. You ain't gotta be smelling like Axe body spray, but just make sure that you took a shower when you left the house. Make sure you got some deodorant on. But most importantly though, be yourself. Like don't try like with my girl, you know what I'm saying? Like the way we met, it was just on like we were just talking, and then we just hung out a couple of times, and then from there we got into a relationship. But I didn't approach her with the intent of like, oh, I'm gonna make her bae. But we just started talking and just was vibing. You know what I mean? So just be yourself. And don't be afraid. Most importantly, don't be afraid to be rejected. I feel like as men, we have like this, and even me, even still, we have this fear of like being rejected by a woman. You know what I mean? And it makes us numb. It makes us, we freeze up with it because of that fear. But like I said, just take the L and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Like if she don't want you, keep it pushing. But you can't make her the everyone. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that one black girl wanted the thug, but you can't run around now for the last 10 years now talking about black women just want thugs because that one black woman said, nah, I'm into hood dudes or whatever, or you not street enough or what have you. So yeah, that's all.
Hey, Carol, email me your address so I can send you a postcard. So I'm gonna send you a postcard. So email me your address so I can send you a postcard. So there you go.
Okay.
But all right, brother Rubyn, brother Warren, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you guys go to brother Warren's Instagram page and like and follow and all that good stuff. Make sure you go to. Is your material on YouTube?
Yeah, I got like a few. There's like a couple videos on there. If you type in my name, Rubyn Warren, something will pop up.
Okay. Lorette, hit the super chat and I'll send you one too. But everybody, thank you for joining us. Make sure you go to search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also go to Africa Personified on those same platforms. Go to africapersonified.africa. Go to search for Uhuru.com. Go to dynastymirror.com and go to Amazon.com. Search your name, Dynasty Mirror. Please buy a book. Until next time, I will be back on here in the next probably 30 minutes. Again, everybody, thank you for joining us. Till next time. Peace.